A very good morning. EURUSD pushed up higher yesterday after it was clear that there were some dovish comments made during the FOMC meeting minutes. In this meeting, it became very clear that there is an overall expectation for rate cuts in 2025, further enforcing a weaker dollar and pushing EURUSD up higher. Now, EURUSD is in a critical area of price, guys. Overall, what has happened here on the daily time frame, first of all, is that we've made a sizable retracement in towards the downside. Now, obviously, you would preferably want to see a retracement in towards 0.5 fib, but when we are as bullish as we have been, a small retracement like this could already fuel the next leg up. Now, looking at the daily time frame, we are still situated within this daily imbalance candle, and that could still further lift price up in towards a new higher high. Now, obviously, looking at this from a swing perspective, I would still preferably want to see a deeper retracement, but we need to believe and we need to trust in the overall momentum, and as long as this overall area of demand remains in control, further upside is still a possibility, with the overall swing structure being bullish, the overall fractal structure being bullish. Now, let's see what the overall lower time frame is telling us, because on the 4-hour time frame, for me, we can still clearly see that supply is in control. Now, looking at this mechanically speaking, buy before the sell here in control, buy before the sell here in control, buy before the sell here in control, and this is currently the buy before the sell that is in control. Now, yesterday I highlighted that I wanted to see this overall high get taken out, and with this overall high, I mean this one, because this is pretty much kind of like the initial reaction right below that area of supply in towards the downside. Early sellers get in, boom, market comes up, stops them out, and now we have potential to really see a drop in towards the downside. So we're currently in a critical area for potential shorts. If you are looking for shorts, you could obviously look for those from this area of supply where we're currently at. Here on the 1-hour time frame as well, you can clearly see that we have the descending highs here with this high, and this high. We've taken out those highs with this overall big impulse up. After that dovish meeting that we had yesterday from the Federal Reserve, and again, for everybody who does not understand what dovish means, it means that they are looking at cutting interest rates, and when they cut interest rates, it becomes less interesting to hold your money in that specific currency, and then in these kind of market conditions, you see risk assets or risk on assets fly, and you see the dollar most of the time fall. Now, with us being inside a 1-hour, 4-hour area of supply over here, there is now potential for a further drop-off in price. However, for now, the fractal structure remains bullish here on the lower time frame, also on the 1-hour time frame. We are still bullish. Overall, what I would want to see before looking for shorts is definitely a break of at least the 1-hour internal fractal low here, and then maybe we could see potential shorts. But for now, it seems EURUSD wants to head up higher, and then I'll personally be looking to scale into potential EURUSD longs once we break the 4-hour fractal high, get the retracement, and then I would look to get into those potential positions. So that's what I have for EURUSD overall. Yeah, shorts could start playing out soon now that we've retraced in towards this area of supply, taken out the liquidity high, and the 4-hour overall order flow is bearish. But I will quickly shift my bias due to the fact that the daily fractal and the daily swing are bullish once we break that 4-hour fractal high. Now, going into the dollar index, we can see that the dollar index pushed down lower yesterday into our area of 4-hour demand. So this is good because we're now deeper inside that 4-hour demand zone. And we can see that we're coming from where? We're coming from overall the daily area of supply inside of these 2 wicks over here. That pushed the market down lower. It's more clear on the 4-hour time frame, but by the way, here on the daily time frame, it is clear to me that overall, if you look at this from a swing perspective, that we've pretty much retraced in towards 0.5 fib. Also from a 4-hour swing perspective, especially on the 4-hour time frame, we had obviously the break of structure in towards the downside, swing high, swing low, retracement 0.5 fib. Overall order flow facilitated that push up. We retraced in towards this 4-hour supply zone and the 0.5 fib, and now we're seeing the initial reaction down. Now, if you want to see the overall shorts really start to play out on the dollar, then obviously we need to break the current fractal low. Then we have those potential to get those kind of like EURUSD trades on the long side of things. So looking for the dollar index to break the current fractal low before really getting involved. Then going into AUD/USD, we can see here that AU has been pushing up higher pretty much as expected. Overall, the daily time frame here, obviously, again, let me just clean up the chart a little bit. The daily time frame here has broken this high over here. Then you can view this as the low, this as the high. Now, obviously, we're inside a daily area of supply over here. However, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, you will be able to see that the 4-hour fractal is bullish. Again, what happens is that we pretty much come down in towards this demand zone over here. The market provides with the change of character low, change of character high. This demand zone then pushes the market up higher, and the Australian dollar is then bullish based on that fact that there were no rate cuts on, I think it was Tuesday, and then yesterday, obviously the dollar and the Federal Reserve being dovish. That has now pushed AUDUSD up higher, and I do see the potential for AUDUSD to continuing rallying up higher, and I will be looking for more longs on this. Despite the daily bearish fractal structure, I think we could start continuing our overall route up higher. Going into GBPUSD, GU is one of those pairs with a little bit of mixed signals. The overall downside push has been very beautiful. Looking at this from like a daily perspective, I mean, obviously it is clear that we are in an uptrend, right? So the overall trend is in towards the upside. Break of structure here, break of structure here, break of structure here. Now, obviously the low, obviously the high. Overall market retraced into where? Into towards discount once again. To be honest, it just missed out on touching my area of demand, this sell for the buy candle. But again, yeah, the market is imperfect, so it doesn't need to retrace exactly in towards there, because overall the market has retraced at least in towards discount itself. For GBPUSD, I'll be looking at longs once we break the current fractal high again, get the retracement, and then I'll be looking for longs. Otherwise, I'll just follow the overall order flow down. For now, 4-hour fractal structure is also bearish, so I wouldn't be interested in getting in longs yet on this, due to the fact that this area of supply currently is in control, with the 4-hour fractal structure also still being bearish. So the daily fractal is bearish, the 4-hour fractal is bearish. Yes, the daily is overall bullish, but as we're not trading inside a direct area of daily demand, I'll be a little bit more hesitant with getting in very aggressively for potential longs. Therefore, I'll be waiting for the market to really shift its overall market structure, break up, form an area of demand, and then maybe look to go long once again. So that's what I have for GBPUSD, but overall GU longs are not my favorite play. I would definitely prefer EURUSD longs in that case. And other setup that I'm looking at is USD Swiss shorts, but I'll discuss that in a second. Now going into NZDUSD, NZDUSD is also a trade that I have on my radar at very good value, in the sense that after, let's say, breaking structure over here, the market retraced beautifully in towards this hammer candle, which I highlighted at the beginning of the week. Since then, obviously, with this hammer candle being in discount, the market has pushed up higher. So we've retraced into discount, in towards daily demand. Daily fractal structure is bullish. 4-hour swing structure is bullish over here, so swing break up. 4-hour fractal structure is now bullish, so I'll be looking for further upside from NZDUSD. It's not the cleanest due to it being a little bit consolidative. We could also just break down once again and form some more consolidated structure, because to be honest, we're kind of trading still in a range here with very consolidated price action, so it's not the cleanest to get into, like based on the 4-hour fractal with a stop loss very tight. So definitely, if you were to get in, I would place like a wider stop loss. But let's see what it does this morning and this afternoon. But it is definitely a pair that I'm looking at entering longs on. Then we go into USD Swiss, USD Yen, and Gold. USD Swiss in a short position. I share this as well inside Discord. Beautiful price action overall. Daily obviously being inside a daily imbalance candle, daily fractal bearish, daily 0.5 fib retracement touched. Go into the 4-hour time frame, we can then see that on the 4-hour time frame, the overall retracement happened with a lot of liquidation. So here, first high liquidated, second high liquidated, and then the overall drop came. So we have a 1, 2, 3 drop in towards the downside, fractal break, second fractal break, third fractal break. Let's now see if this can push the market down lower. I'll be monitoring for potential additional entries as of this morning. But yeah, this position I also highlighted in yesterday's video as well, obviously. And congratulations to those who took it. Obviously, we had myself and Avalanche as well inside the Discord server highlight these potential shorts, and they've been playing out beautifully. So let's see if we can get another drive down lower. Going into dollar yen sold off a little bit yesterday with some yen strength as the yen basket hit, I think it was nearly the yearly lows. So if we look at the opens, no, so the yearly lows are nearly there. But for now, the yen basket is still in a clear downtrend, guys. It's very, very bearish. So I would be watching out with those potential longs, or looking for longs, as I still see the potential for it to drop down a little bit lower, as again, the momentum is down on this thing. So I would definitely keep an eye open before looking to get into any longs, maybe from the yearly open, because as you can see in the past, that has also provided us with a very nice area of support and resistance. But regardless, USD JPY, it is a little bit too early to short it yet. Yes, we have the 4-hour fractal break in towards the downside. I'll be keeping my eyes open for this area of supply. And I'll be looking for a lower time frame confirmation to get potential shorts in play on this thing back in towards the downside. Because obviously from a daily perspective, if you look at this from kind of like a range, we're trading pretty much at the highs of the range. So getting into some potential shorts soon wouldn't be a bad option. Now, obviously gold, guys, gold has been pushing up higher beautifully. It's kind of like what I mentioned yesterday. Again, let me just go to the other chart. So the MGC chart, which is the futures chart. Again, just to highlight you guys what I've been saying, because I've been receiving a lot of hate again about gold, which is perfectly fine. I'm just highlighting my view. Here, we liquidate this overall low. We tap in towards a sell for the big buy up, which broke fractal structure. We tap into the demand zone, boom, V-shaped reversal, causing the daily fractal break. Based on the daily fractals, the market retraces in towards 0.5 fib and starts pushing up higher from the monthly open. I'm looking for further upside here on gold, and yesterday as well, what did we see? We saw the bullish 4-hour fractal structure shift, and now we saw it with a candle close. Last time we saw it purely with a wick break, but now we've seen it with a candle close and a lot more momentum. So really happy to see this, and I'll be looking for further upside on gold in towards the rest of today. So yeah, nice price action from gold, and let's see if we can get some further longs. I'll be monitoring it for further upside. Obviously, ideally you want to kind of like be going long from this 1-hour demand zone with kind of like these ascending lows right above it. That would be like the ideal long position, but we'll need to monitor what the potential opportunities are, because gold is gold, and you know that with the overall momentum sometimes it just continues rallying and rallying and rallying, and it doesn't always retrace back down perfectly in towards demand zone. So for now, obviously this is kind of like the overall demand zone, so let's see what price does in here. Maybe monitor the 15-minute time frame for potential long opportunities, but yeah, definitely still looking for the overall continuation play here on gold itself. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day. We'll be going live for the New York session here on YouTube. Make sure to be there. If you have any questions, make sure to join Discord. Link in the description down below. And if you want to access the fractal indicator, link is also in the description. Today I'll be launching the the fundamental ebook as well on how to conduct fundamental analysis. If you want access to this, make sure to keep an eye on my Instagram stories. Thanks, guys, and wish you all a fantastic trading day.